Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Talk Wordy, my hub for all of the words that I read, write, or otherwise want to yap about. Today, I have a very special author guest on the pod. She is the USA Today bestselling author of romances with grand gestures and hard-earned happily ever afters, and her latest book, Roommating, is out now. Please welcome Meredith Schorr.
Hi, thanks so much for having me here.
Absolutely. I'm so excited to have you on the pod. I've been having a blast today with all of the other authors, so I'm really excited that you're here.
Yay.
I'm excited to see your table set up at the Authors Pavilion. It's going to be really fun.
I think so too. I've been to a couple of them already. I try to go to like one or two a year, and sometimes the tables are just amazing.
Yeah.
I wonder and mine looks so not exciting compared to everybody else's because I fly and there's only so much I can bring, so I do the best I can. Definitely stop by if you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Wonderful. Okay, something I like to do with my guests when we have full episodes is we do a little bit of a recap of what we're reading, watching, and listening to. But since we're on a little bit more of a time crunch this time around, I would love to know, is there anything that you're currently hyperfixating on? Is there anything in the pop culture, book, media world that has just been really hot on the brain that you would like to talk about?
Well, I love books, obviously, but the first thing when you said pop culture, what I'm hyperfixating, it wasn't even a book. It's a television show. It's called Shrinking, and it's on Apple TV, and I'm obsessed with it.
Is it a new thing? I feel like I've seen a promo for it.
It's like Harrison Ford is in it. It's the third season, and it's Brett Goldstein from Ted Lasso is in it.
Yes.
So it's so funny and it's so smart. It's like a lesson for writers also because the dialogue is so sharp and fast and funny that if you write like rom-com at least, it's really, just watch it and like helps you like write banter.
Yeah.
It's really good.
That's awesome. Okay, I just want to start off by saying your covers, not even just this one, but like all your covers are absolutely to die for. They are gorgeous. I unfortunately fall into the category of you can sell me a book by a cover. I will probably judge a book by a cover, and I have no notes for your book covers. They are so gorgeous. Okay, so I recently read a review of this book, Roommating.
Okay.
I don't
read reviews, so I'm like, oh no.
No, it's a great review.
Okay.
I think it might actually constitute as like a blurb.
Yeah, she was.
From Fallon Ballard, who I just love and adore, that I just thought was so perfect. She said, blessing us with another cozy, warm hug of a romance. When you sit down to write a new book, is making something cozy a goal of yours that you set out with, or is it just a fun byproduct of the work that you do?
For Roommating, it was definitely a byproduct. I had no idea. Like my first two books, I don't consider cozy necessarily, but suddenly, like when this book came out, every review was like, it's so cozy. And I was like, I did not do that on purpose. I love it though.
Yeah.
And like in hindsight, it is cozy. And I think it was just a byproduct of the characters. There's it's a romance, clearly, but it's just a sweet romance because the characters, they bond over reading and books, and it's just cute. It's sweet. I mean, there's some tension there, and there's a battle for like the third bedroom in the apartment, but for the most part, their bond is really natural and sweet. And the fact that there's another relationship in the book that's not romantic, it's a multi-generational friendship.
Yeah.
And I think that's another reason why people say it's cozy, because it's like a best friendship between a 24-year-old and a 71-year-old or 72-year-old.
Yeah.
And they're roommates. And that, I think that just in and of itself is just cozy.
Yeah. I personally, I recently watched, Howl's Moving Castle for the first time. And part of the plot is the main character has this, curse to where she turns into an old woman.
Oh, my, okay.
But I just, again, watching that, it was such a cozy story. And I think it's just, the incorporation of, an older character.
I want to, it's a book or a TV show?
It's a movie, actually.
Okay, I want to watch it.
It's an animated movie, Studio Ghibli.
Okay.
But I had a friend recently put me on to it, and it was just so, yes, a little weird and out there, but so cozy. I think it's just the fact that it is Studio Ghibli.
Okay.
But what made you want to incorporate an older character as a main character?
I've always been fascinated with multi-generational friendships. You know, just a friendship between where you don't think a Gen Z and like an older boomer are going to have like a lot in common. I wanted it to be more than just like grandma and grandchild.
Yeah.
Because Sabrina, the main character, and Marcia, the older woman, they hang out like friends. It's not like a grandma-granddaughter relationship. And it's just because you get old doesn't mean you suddenly like you're completely out of touch, or people think they just get cute and like prudish almost, you know, you don't want to talk about sex in front of the grandparents, and the grandparents were having sex before you were born, or you wouldn't be born. And so like I wanted to kind of write a story of a woman who has her own dreams and her own goals in her 70s still. She's still living, she still wants a relationship, she's a widow, and to just not infantilize like an older person. That they suddenly don't have their own goals. Like they go to her for advice, but she also takes advice from the younger generation, from her grandson. I just think that kind of relationship is really sweet and important.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of friends who are like 20 years older than me. I also have friends who are like 10, 20 years younger than me. And we don't sit there and talk about how different we are because of our age difference, really.
Yeah.
It's just friends.
I love that. That's really special. Something else that I love about this book is that romance isn't the only like plot device in the story. There's also hijinks and competition. Would you consider yourself a competitive person?
I am competitive with myself more than with other people, although I don't like to really participate in activities where I know I'm really bad at them. I will admit that. But no, I'm not extremely competitive with other people. I'm competitive with myself. I always want a book to be better than the last one. When I'm running, I'm a runner. I want to, run a little bit longer or a little bit faster to just kind of like keep getting better.
Absolutely. Do you set any kind of ambitious writing goals for yourself?
I really can't. I have a day job. So if I say I'm going to write, 2,000 words a day and, I work late or something like that, I can't write into the middle of the night because then I can't fall asleep because I'm thinking about my characters.
Yeah.
I need enough space of time between finishing my editing or my writing session and like going to bed, or else it's all my characters are just in my head and they will not go away.
Yeah.
So my goals are kind of like to leave the writing session feeling like I advanced the plot or I advanced the book and I've moved on. Like I'm not stuck in the same chapter, the same paragraph, actually. So that my goals are more like that than like word count.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I saw something for this book in particular that was funny. It was like, she's a 10, but she's his grandma's roommate. And I thought we would play a little game. I'll give you some prompts.
Okay.
And I would love you to rank them out of 10.
Okay.
So it'll
10
be like
10 is highest, 10 is the best, or 1 is the
10
best?
is the best.
All right.
1 is the worst. So like an example is she's a 10, but she says that audiobooks don't count towards your reading goal.
Oh, that's 1.
That's the right answer. Listen, I was going to say that there are no wrong answers, but that is definitely a right answer.
Yeah, no, audiobooks are books. I'm sorry. I don't care if you're listening to them, if you're reading them. It's still a book.
Yeah.
It's still reading.
Okay. He's a 10, but he calls the female main character kid.
Okay. I'm going to give that one a 5 because sometimes I think it could be worked out to be cute, especially if it's like brother's best friend's brother.
Yeah.
Brother's best friend, and so it starts out where he's treating her like the little kid, but there's really like total vibes going on there.
Absolutely.
I think it could be where I don't think it's always a 10 because sometimes it could be patronizing.
Yeah.
But I think it could be done where it could be sexy too. So that's why 5.
Yeah. Okay. They're a 10, but they dog ear their physical book pages.
Okay. I used to do that until I got like a huge collection of. Now I have bookmarks everywhere I go. I have bookmarks.
Yeah.
I won't do it anymore, but I don't want to judge people who have done that. Just the fact that they're reading is good enough, and it's their book. If it's somebody else's book, then that's a 1.
Yes.
If it's your own book, how you bookmark your page is not my business. So I'm going to give that one a 5 too.
Okay. Perfect. She's a 10, but she says the movie was better.
Sometimes the movie is better.
I'm curious, do you have any movie adaptations that you prefer more than the book?
Yeah. Bridget Jones' Diary. I mean, I'm
Ooh,
aging
yeah.
myself a little bit here, but yeah, I think
Great
Bridget Jones
movie.
because after a while, and I love the book, but I got sick of reading the chapters of how many calories she ate, how many it just got repetitive to me, and I liked it better in the book. In the movie. Same thing with Devil Wears Prada. I like
Yes.
I like the movie better than the book.
What an incredible cast that movie
Yes.
had.
Yes.
Also, I'm so excited for the second one.
I know.
I don't know where they're going to
Exactly.
take it.
It's weird.
But
It's kind of weird. Like Andy left the business and now she's suddenly back.
Yeah.
The fashion business. So I don't know. But yeah, I think the cast is why that movie is better than the book.
Okay, he's a 10, but he only reads self-help.
I'm gonna go with a 7 because he's trying to better himself.
Yeah, and you know what? At least there's a man that's reading.
Yes. Yeah. Again,
Respect.
just like how whether you read audio or book, as long as you're reading, it's good. Same thing with what you read.
Okay, he's a 10, but he jumps to the end of the book and reads the last page first.
Oh, that's. I'm gonna go with a 6 again because some people just don't have patience, and that's
fair.
That's their issue, and I don't know. If
Okay.
they're so excited and they must know the end, it's like people who look up spoilers on television shows. Again, if they have to, I try not to. But if it stresses them out not knowing how something is going to end, I did that. There was a show I watched. It was called Heart of Dixie.
Oh, yes.
And I had to know if she was going to end up with Wade. Because she was with some random guy in the 3rd season, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to watch it anymore if she doesn't end up with Wade. So I just looked it up, made sure. So I can't say it's a 1 if I look up spoilers sometimes too.
Okay, fair. And then last, she's a 10, but she's in a parasocial relationship with a fictional man.
10.
Yes, exactly. I was like, you know what? An 11. Why not? It's Valentine's Day. Your man doesn't have to be real.
I mean, I love the boys in Heated Rivalry. Neither of them are interested in me. I'm having a relationship
Yeah.
with them. They don't know it.
I
You
love that almost everybody I've spoken to this weekend is Heated Rivalry. Just
I
minded.
loved it so much.
It was great.
So good. I've watched it twice, which is nothing compared to some people who watched it 9 times already.
I had a friend, she was like, have you heard about this show? I am never going to watch it. I was like, joke's on you. I just watched the whole thing.
Oh, I have a day job in a law firm, and I told the partners, I'm like, you got to watch Heated Rivalry, and I warned them. I'm like, it's very porny, but you got to, just be warned.
Yeah.
But it's also, such a love story.
It
It's
is.
so adorable and sweet, and these gorgeous men whose, bodies are, built, from, some artist,
Yeah.
in, the 1800s, sculpted perfectly. I got them all. I got all these, serious lawyers totally hooked on Heated Rivalry.
Yeah. But I had told her, I was like, I actually just binged it all. You should reconsider. And she took a while to come around. And then she finally texted me one night. I was about to go to sleep, and she was like, hey, do you have HBO? And I knew exactly what she was doing. I was like, you are caving, aren't you? She's like, I just need to understand. I'm seeing it everywhere on my feed. I have no context. And I said, just watch the first episode, because if you can get through the first episode, you can get through all of it.
Yeah.
And she messaged me the next day. She's like, I didn't sleep. I watched it all. It was incredible.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Season 2.
Season 2. Okay, so one of your books is called As Seen on TV.
Yes.
So I'm curious, what are some of your all-time favorite TV shows? And what's the wildest thing that you've ever seen on an As Seen on TV ad?
Oh, my God. Okay, the second part of that question, I can't really help you with because I don't know. I don't really watch As Seen. Do they even still exist? As Seen
It's
on
more
TV
so
ads?
like anything you've seen on an infomercial.
Oh my God. I'm usually half asleep with insomnia when those things are on. But let me see about my favorite TV shows first, because there are just so many. It's really, it's so hard. And I've been alive a number of decades. So I don't know how I'm going to limit it. But I loved Felicity was a favorite. Beverly Hills 90210. I'm Gen X, so all these, all these older shows are my favorites. Succession.
Oh, yeah.
Really good. The Americans. Lost.
Lost was fantastic.
Sopranos, Sex and the City.
Yes. I love
The Morning Show.
You got a good lineup.
It's even in my bio. I'm a television addict.
Yeah.
And people
That's
are
what I had to know.
They're like, how do you have a full-time job and you write and you watch so much TV. I'm also a runner, and I sleep like 7-8 hours a day. I'm like, I think that I've managed to put more hours in the day than 24.
Yeah,
It's just
somehow. Just bending the laws of time. And then what's something that you've learned during your author career that you wish someone would have told you sooner?
I wish somebody would have told me that just when your book gets published and you've been dreaming about it and it's in bookstores and you're really, really excited, you're still going to be you. Mm-hmm. Like, I think I thought that once that dream came true, I was suddenly going to be like completely confident and sure of myself. My whole life would change. And my life did change because I have a different world that I'm in.
Yeah.
But I'm still me, and I'm still insecure about stuff. I still worry. I didn't suddenly become like Catherine Senner, like I'm not her. I'm not like this huge author, but I also find her to be the most inspiring author ever because she didn't break out and become famous after her first book. Yeah. It was like her sixth book that So, I wish that somebody had told, but although maybe not, because at the same time, if somebody told me it was still going to be really hard once that first dream came true, I don't know if I would have worked as hard for it. Mm. I would have, if it's not going to be like amazing all the time, I don't know if I want to work this hard. So I'm not sure.
But also, what job is amazing all the time?
No, that's true.
I feel like going after the writing career is always worth the risk.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And writing is so much fun. It's hard work, but it's fun. It brings me joy. And there's just not enough joy in the world sometimes. So take it where you could find it.
Absolutely. Okay, so at the time that we're recording this, we are at LoveLitCon. But by the time this airs, we won't be anymore. So I know it's already making me sad. So for all of our future listeners, tell them where they can find you, whether that's any upcoming events or just online.
Okay, well, I can be reached on Instagram and Threads at Meredith Schorr. www.meredithschorr.com is my website. I have a newsletter that you can sign up for on my website. I have a lot of events scheduled in the next couple months, but I don't know how far ahead this will be. Oh, no, you're good. So, I'm going to be at a library event in Tuckahoe, which is in Westchester, New York, by Manhattan, because that's where I live. And I'm doing a signing in Rockland County. I'm like an East Coast kid, so all
we've
these
got
things
listeners
are
all across the country,
York.
So you're good.
March 14th, I'll be signing at the Palisades Center Mall, the Barnes & Noble there. And I think that's kind of like as far as I'm scheduled out. Oh, yeah, the Tuckahoe Library event is February 28th. And I'm going to be an author in conversation with somebody, Deborah Levinson. She's a thriller author, because I like thrillers, too.
Yeah.
And that's at the Katona Reading Room on April 26th. It's a Sunday. And I think that's it for now.
Awesome.
That I have scheduled. No more, I don't have any conferences or conventions scheduled for now. This is my only one this year so far that I'll be doing.
Perfect. Okay, well, there you have it. Thank you so much for tuning in to Talk Wordy, and my thanks again to Meredith Schorr for coming on the show.
This was fun.
Yay!
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Don't forget to follow the podcast on Instagram at TalkWordyPod, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.